Good morning, my dear students. Coming into the continuation of the reticular formation. So, we are looking into the functions of the reticular formation. Here, if you see, we are having control of motor activities and control of sensory activities and control of cardiovascular and respiratory functions and control of visceral functions and finally the sleep wakefulness. Okay, first coming into the control of the motor activities. So till now we were talking about the sleep wakefulness. How come it is controlling the motor activities? If you see here, it will be very much important in the regulation of the posture. So there are certain reticulospinal tracts which are important for the regulation of the posture. So in addition to this, we are having integration from the motor cortex, basal ganglia and cerebellum. All together they will help in the influence or regulation of the posture. If you see here, we are having two types of tracts. One is called the pontine reticulospinal tract. The other one is called as medullary reticulospinal tracts. If you see here, they are having two types: pontine reticulospinal tracts and medullary reticulospinal tracts. What these pontine reticulospinal tracts are doing? They facilitate the spinal stretch reflexes by exciting the anti-gravity group of muscles, and they will maintain the posture. So they are mainly concentrating on the anti-gravity muscles. Okay. Whereas the medullary reticulospinal tracts, what they will do? They will do quite opposite. See here, the pontine reticular system, it is facilitating the anti-gravity muscles. Here, it is inhibiting the anti-gravity group of muscles or the muscles that are being innervated, that is the extensor group of muscles. The spinal motor neurons innervating the extensor group of muscles. So, totally the extrapyramidal system the extrapyramidal pathways, that is the pontine reticulospinal tracts and the medullary reticulospinal tracts, they are very much important in the regulation of the posture along with the activities of the motor cortex and the cerebellum and the basal ganglia. Next, coming to the control of the sensory activities. Control of the sensory activities. If you see here, already we have seen that there will be some collaterals coming from the ascending pathways. Ascending pathways means they are nothing but they are carrying the sensations from the periphery to the center. For example, if you see the pain sensation, so not only they will have a sensation, that is the perception of sensation, in addition to that, the reticular formation will help in the awareness of the nature and also the other aspects of the sensation. For example, if you see the pain, there will be simultaneous activation of the endogenous analgesic system. Okay. And if you see the raphe spinal pathway, it inhibits the transmission of the pain in the dorsal horn of the spinal cord. So you have to remember mainly the control of motor activities and the sensory activities. Motor activities mainly they help in the regulation of the posture, whereas the sensory activities means in addition to the perception of the sensation, it will also give the features like nature and also the other qualities of the sensation. So in addition to that, it is having control over the cardiovascular functions. In cardiovascular function means it is having a control over the heart rate, cardiac output and vascular tone, which is possible because of the vasomotor centers which are present in the medullary reticular formation. Okay. It also controls the respiratory functions like if you see in the pontine reticular formation, we are having the pneumotaxic center and apneustic center. So they are playing a very important role in the rate and depth of respiration. Okay. Next, coming to the control of the visceral functions and finally the sleep wakefulness state. So whenever there is any excitation of the ascending reticular activating system, we can see the person will be in a awakened state. Whenever there is inhibition or decreased activity of the ascending reticular activating system, there can be induction of the sleep. So finally, the reticular formation is very important in maintaining the awakened state when it is in an excited situation. Whenever it is having decreased activity, it will induce the sleep. So the balance between this activity and decreased activity is important for maintaining the sleep wakefulness state in a person. Thank you for listening to this video.